Hi guys, my name is Nicole and it has been about a year since I had my gastric bypass surgery. Over this past year, I have made sure to really prioritize getting protein in my diet. It is so important after surgery that you make sure you're getting your protein. So I thought I would discuss with you guys some ways that I have found to get more protein into my diet, whether it is, just preparing or substituting things, adding things in, sneaking things in, just ways that I'm able to really increase the amount of protein that I'm getting into my diet. So I think it's pretty standard across the board that most surgeons recommend getting 60 grams of protein. And I know that my team has told me that they prefer for that protein to come from actual food sources and not supplements like protein shakes and whatnot. Not to say that I don't use those from time to time when I'm having days where I'm having some difficulty getting in the protein, but I do try to get my 60 grams from food sources alone. But you'll see that I do use some supplementation in some of the tips that I'm going to show you today. So I think that overall, the most important tip or trick to get your protein in is to prepare. Make sure that you're taking time every week. I usually set aside a half hour to an hour on Sundays to really plan out my week and what I'm going to be eating and what I need to get from the grocery store, what I already have in stock, what I already have in hand, to make sure that I'm setting myself up for success for the coming week. Take that time. Again, it might just be as little as a half hour. You might need about an hour's time to really write down what you're going to be eating, making a grocery list, planning when you're going to go to the grocery store. I know that for me, I have some anxiety when it comes to grocery stores, as well as I just don't have a lot of free time. So I signed up for the Walmart delivery plan. Walmart Plus, I think, is the official name of it. And my credit card, my Amex card, actually pays or credits me back each month the cost of that service. So it's actually free for me. I do get the majority of my groceries delivered from Walmart, although I don't love their meat quality, so I do get meat elsewhere, and I actually go into the grocery store to get that. So look into options that work for you, whether it be Instacart delivery, or maybe your local grocery store offers a similar grocery delivery service, or like grocery pickup saves a lot of time as well. There are a lot of stores around me, including Walmart, where you can do your shopping online and then schedule a time and just go pick it up from the store. Or, you might have the time and the ability to just do traditional grocery shopping, going into the store, as I guess God intended. I don't know. But, whatever works best for you. Make sure that you have time to do what needs to be done during the week to get you your food that you need. Also on the topic of preparation, bulk cooking meals. So I know that I'm more likely to stay on track and to more successfully get in my protein when I have meals ready to grab and go. So it's fall, so I'm using my slow cooker and making things like pot roast that I can get like 5 or 6 meals out of at a time and just put those into some Tupperware containers in the fridge. And then when I'm ready to eat, I just grab it and it's ready. It's also good to have options on hand in your freezer that you can grab when maybe you haven't been able to prepare your meals or you're just short on time. So I like these power bowls from Healthy Choice. I always think that they're Lean Cuisine, but they're actually Healthy Choice. This one's my absolute favorite. It's spicy beef teriyaki. It has lots of veggies in it. And it's got really good macros. So it's only 170 calories, you can see on here. Total carbs, 19 grams. So my nutritionist advises that I stay under 80 net carbs per day. And actually, this only has 14 net carbs when you take out that fiber. And then it has a healthy 14 grams of protein. I will be honest that I can't always finish one of these meals. I would say it's 50-50. Half the time I can eat this no problem. Other days, it's just really weird how my pouch works on some days. So yeah, some days I can eat this just fine. Other days I can only eat about half of it. But they're really convenient to keep in the freezer for when I need a good option and don't have other food ready or time to prepare food. Another good option for the freezer, I like these Rouse. I don't know the pronunciation. I really like their marinara sauce. It has low carbs and just good macros. But they have these meatballs that you just pop into. You can microwave them. I usually just put it in the oven. And I just eat the meatballs. I mean, I guess you could also have it with spaghetti or whatever. But there's 4.5 servings per container. Each serving's 230 calories, 9 carbs, 8 net carbs, and 10 grams of protein. And so, yeah, it's a pretty good option as well. If it would work for your budget and your schedule, you might want to look into meal delivery services. I've tried Factor in the past, and I have a video about that. My review on Factor meal service. That's also a good option if you don't have time to cook, but you want to have meals that are ready to grab and eat when it's time for meals. So you can look into those and see if those are a good option. And then it's good to just have grab-and-go items, maybe that aren't totally meals, but snacks, ready for when you need a snack so that you don't go for the unhealthy items. If you have things like hard-boiled eggs ready to grab, or pre-cooked meat, or things like Greek yogurt or string cheese. So I really like these Sargento Balanced Break snack packs. So there's a 3-pack of them here. But like this one is my favorite, and it has cashews and cheddar cheese and some dried cranberries. So one of these is 180 calories, and it's 12 carbs, 11 net carbs, and 7 grams of protein. So when I have a full-time job and a part-time job, and sometimes if I'm running in between the two, I'll just grab one of these to snack on in the car on my way to my part-time job. And yeah, works pretty well, and a decent amount of protein. It's really good to have to prepare and have pre-cooked items on hand so that you're not reaching for a bag of chips or crackers or stopping at the drive-thru on the way to your part-time job, which I definitely have done, and it's not great. But so then there are things that you can add into your food to really bump up that protein content. So nuts, it's good to have a variety of different nuts on hand that you can throw into smoothies, or you can throw into yogurt, or you can, maybe you're having ice cream, that's fine, treat yourself if your pouch allows you to. But you know, throw some nuts on that so you're getting some actual good nutrition in there as well. You can throw nuts into salads. You can eat it with cheese to really, you know, get a good protein pairing. Almonds, an ounce of almonds, half an ounce of almonds is 80 calories, 3 carbs, and 3 grams of protein. Walnuts, again, a half ounce, it's about 93 calories, 1.9 carbs, and 2.2 grams of protein. So nuts, there is a balance of calories versus protein. But so I don't think that, nuts aren't necessarily a great source of protein on their own, but they're really good to bump up flavor, bump up texture, gives you that nice satisfying crunch that sometimes we seek out in healthy sources like chips and whatnot. And then it does help to bump up the protein factor. I every morning add almonds, sliced almonds, to my Greek yogurt, just to give it a little bump and a little more, yogurt's kind of boring, so it gives it a little more fun. Hemp hearts are another option that you can look into. Just 1 tablespoon of hemp hearts is 60 calories, 1 carb, and 3.3 grams of protein. So it's actually a pretty great protein source, and you can add that into smoothies or into salads. Collagen powder. So there are varying schools of thought on collagen powder. It might not be as bioavailable as other sources of protein. So some people, some doctors and nutritionists don't advise putting this into your protein count. And actually, I don't add it into, my total protein. Like, I don't rely on this as a protein source, but I feel good about it when I drink it, and yeah, it's just kind of like a bonus. So I use Vital Proteins. I think I've tried a couple of different ones. This tends to mix the most effortlessly, in my opinion. It can be a little pricey. I get this on Amazon, but they do run sales, especially like their biannual Amazon Prime days. They can go up to like 40% off. So yeah, pretty good. But nutrition speaking, so this has, for 2 scoops, it's not focusing, it's 70 calories, and it is 18 grams of protein. So I just mix it with water. I put 2 scoops, I use a funnel, put it in here. I mix up like 5 at a time, and then I shake them, and then I store them on their side. I find that it mixes best when stored on its side for some reason. But yeah, and then I think I love to drink this. I don't know, my fingernails are extremely strong. My hair's growing back like gangbusters. And yeah, it's 18 more grams of protein. Again, I don't count that in my 60 grams that I need to get for the day, but it's a good boost. Another add-in, unflavored protein powder. Again, this is a supplement. But if you're having something like mashed potatoes, maybe add in some unflavored protein powder just so you're getting some protein in that. The unflavored protein powder, although it is unflavored, I don't know, I can still taste it in things, and it does change the texture, so you're probably gonna have to add more liquid to balance that out. But that's a good option, and I've seen, the one that I use is the IsoPure, and I think it's 25 grams of protein per scoop. So good option. Another add-in, I use this protein peanut butter for 2 tablespoons, and you just reconstitute it with water. So for 2 tablespoons, it's 50 calories. I use the PB2 with cocoa powder, so there's some chocolate in there, but it has 6 total carbs, 5 net carbs, and then 4 grams of protein. It's not a lot of protein, but some. You can put this in smoothies. You can mix this in with your Greek yogurt. I just eat it with, I dip banana slices in it at night. Or sometimes I even just mix it with water and eat it plain, and you can vary the amount of water. Sometimes I like it a little more runny, but you can, decrease the water and make it a lot more of a peanut butter consistency. Had some people ask, well, why not just regular peanut butter? But regular peanut butter for 2 tablespoons is between 180 and 190 calories. This is only 50 calories, so quite a difference there. You do lose a lot of the fat, so depending on what your view on fat is, could be good or bad. Another thing you can add in is chia seeds. So a tablespoon of chia seeds is 60 calories, 4 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of protein. Spirulina is something else that you could add into your smoothies or add into, different foods. A tablespoon of that is 20 calories, 1.5 carbs, and 3.5 grams of protein. So that packs a good nutritional punch. And then there's also a lot of substitutions that you can make. So look at your milk, for example. So typical skim milk has 90 calories in a cup and 13 grams of carbs, 9 grams of protein. But if you switch over to Fairlife, which is the milk I use, this is the skim milk, for 1 cup it has 80 calories, and it has 6 grams of carbs. Can you see that? Is it focusing? Is it focusing on this? 6 grams of carbs and 13 grams of protein. So 4 more grams of protein in the Fairlife milk, and it's ultra filtered. I don't know, I think it tastes a lot better than just regular milk. I don't know. So sometimes I just drink that. Sometimes I'll just have a cup of milk. But usually I'm using it to make cream of wheat. And cream of wheat, especially when I was back in the early stages, a couple months after I'd had my gastric bypass, I'd have a lot of cream of wheat, and I'd mix in some sliced almonds and then this milk because cream of wheat really doesn't have much protein in it otherwise. But, I use this milk in recipes. I just use this milk exclusively. I don't use other skim milk anymore. because it has more protein. Okay, one thing that I like to make, and I made this early on right after I had my surgery because it's a great puree recipe when you're in that stage, is protein pudding. So get some protein. Get the sugar-free, fat-free instant Jell-O pudding mix. My favorite is the cheesecake flavor, but you know, you can get vanilla or chocolate or butterscotch, whatever flavor you want. And then instead of making it with milk, or actually you could still make it with milk as the box wants you to, just use the Fairlife milk to get more protein. Or you can instead use a protein shake. So it says it calls for 2 cups of milk. This isn't quite 2 cups. This is only 11.5, so it's like a cup and a half. But I just use this and it's a little thicker. But yeah, I just use a protein shake and this, mix it up. You know, per the box instructions, you whisk it for a certain amount of time and then put it in the fridge. And then I have, like, this is my favorite. It's the winter mint limited edition flavor of Premier Protein. And then I have this mint chocolate cheesecake pudding that tastes amazing. I have before just ground up a half of a graham cracker into a little cupcake mold. Man, I'm forgetting my words today. Into a little silicone cupcake mold and then put this on top. Oh my gosh, amazing. So you can use the cookies and cream Premier Protein shake. That's amazing too with the cheesecake flavor. Oh my goodness. Yeah, pretty good. So a package like this is 4 servings and it's 25 calories per serving. So yeah, I usually get 4 servings out of this recipe, and this is 160 calories, 30 grams of protein. So for the whole recipe, it would be, so this is like 100 calories, be 260 calories, 30 grams of protein. If I divide it, you know, and just do 4 servings, then that's going to be what, like 7.5 grams of protein in just about 1 serving, and minimal calories. And about 60, 70 calories. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, my next trick is I don't use like regular broth anymore. I always use bone broth. So this is my very favorite brand of bone broths, the Kettle and Fire. So they have beef, and when I cook my roast in the slow cooker, instead of using water to mix up the seasonings before I pour them on, I use an entire container of this bone broth. And it just enhances the flavor, as well as 1 container of this bone broth has 19 grams of protein. And you could just sip on this as well. Now it is a little expensive. It's like $6 for one of these. They have different flavors too that I haven't tried yet, like a curry flavor and like a lemongrass flavor. I'm really curious on that, like how they are sipping. Like you could just drink that for soup, I guess. But yeah, so this whole thing has 80 calories, no 1 carb, and 19 grams of protein. Regular broth in comparison, for 1 cup, so this is almost 2 cups. No, this is a little over 2 cups. But for 1 cup of regular broth, it only has 1 gram of protein and 10 calories. So more calories here, but so much more protein. So much more bang for your buck here, protein speaking. Now, I really like to snack, and sometimes I really like savory things. So one thing I've been snacking on a lot lately is crunchy chickpeas. So they're really easy to make in the air fryer. You just drain your chickpeas, you know, run some water over them, and then I mix in about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and then I get a packet of the Hidden Valley ranch dip mix, and I mix about, I'd say probably about 1/4 of this packet in with the oil and the chickpeas. Mix it up really good, pop it in the air fryer. The recipe I found said to cook at 390 degrees for 12 minutes. I like them a little crunchier, so I do 13 minutes. And then I just shake the basket a couple of times while they're cooking to make sure they get a little distributed. And then I just pour them into a bowl. A lot of them tend to get stuck under the grate. I should probably get air fryer liners. But then I just snack on these. Now they are really crunchy right after they come out of the air fryer. And I do, I store them, I put the lid on so it's airtight, but they do get a little mushy. But I don't care, I still like them. It takes me probably 3 days to get through a can. The entire recipe with the oil, with the Hidden Valley dip, it's 560 calories and 24.5 grams of protein. But of course it takes me, like I said, about 3 days to get through that. So it's about 180 calories and about 7 grams of protein per serving. But it really satisfies like the need for chips or something salty like that. Another good stand-in for chips and things to snack on is edamame. So I just buy it in these steamable bags, and you can see here that the calories on this, so for half a cup it's 90 calories and 7 grams of protein, and this bag has 2 servings, so I mean I can't eat this whole bag, so like half of this bag, which seems reasonable. You're not eating the shells, right? And you just put some sea salt on after it's steamed. Oh, actually, this brand, I forgot, already has the sea salt in it, so that's great. Next, we'll talk some more about chickpeas. So hummus. Hummus is a great option for dipping your vegetables in, but hummus can also be used as a spread. So instead of mayo, you can use hummus. It has a lot more protein. Again, you can get 5 to 7 grams of protein in a typical serving size of hummus. Greek yogurt, so I don't ever use regular yogurt. Greek yogurt is where it's at protein-wise. So I usually use Fage. The store was out of Fage. So I have my second favorite, which is Chobani. Make sure you're checking the brands because like Chobani, it's a little thicker than Fage. But it has 2 grams less of protein in it. It has 14 grams of protein, whereas Fage has 16 grams of protein. But Greek yogurt also can be used in place of sour cream. Like, I think people think that sour cream is an exceptional, has protein in it, a lot of protein. It only has 1 gram. 1 gram per 2 tablespoon serving. So, not the best. But Greek yogurt can be used in place of mayo in recipes as well, of course, instead of regular yogurt. Let's say you need something sweet. So I don't love them, but I do need something sweet from time to time. It's just how I am. I sometimes will get these Quest treats. They're expensive though. Like this was $3 for 1 cookie. But it does have has 220 calories. Sorry, it's hard to see here. It has like 5 net carbs, and then it has 16 grams of protein. The thing about the Quest treats though, even though they're not like as good as traditional treats, they fill me up really quickly. So like Quest has, and I couldn't find them at the store this time, but they do have little, they have mini and regular size like Reese's peanut butter cups, but they're the Quest branded ones. And if I eat a Reese's peanut butter cup, like I could eat 2 regular size Reese's peanut butter cups, no problem. The Quest cups, I can only eat 1 and then I'm satisfied. So a Reese's peanut butter cup, a traditional Reese's peanut butter cup, just one of the cups, has 110 calories, 12 carbs, and 2 grams of protein. A Quest branded one has 95 calories, 2.5 carbs, net carbs, and 5.5 grams of protein. So like if I get Reese's, I'm probably going to eat both of them that come in the package, and then that's 220 calories. But whereas the Quest, I'm saving calories because really one does satisfy that sweet tooth. Okay, other substitutions you can make, you can substitute in quinoa for rice. They have about the same calorie count, and actually the carbs are pretty similar, but regular white rice has about 4 grams of protein, brown rice has about 5 grams of protein, quinoa has about 8 grams of protein, and it's a complete protein as well. Let's say you want to make pancakes. So regular Bisquick pancake mix for a third cup has 3 grams of protein and about 150 calories. I have gotten the Kodiak branded protein pancake mix. And then I saw this one at the store, Krusty's. That doesn't sound like a very good name, but that's what it is, Krusty's. It was $4 cheaper than the Kodiak brand at the store, and it had the same exact macros. So this one, it's a half cup, so it's a little different. So Bisquick was a third cup, but this is a half cup. It's 220 calories and 36 carbs, 32 net carbs, and 15 grams of protein. So when you compare it to the 3 grams that are in traditional Bisquick pancake mix, this is the definite winner. And to make this, you can choose to mix it with water, so you'll just remain with the 15 grams of protein, or you can add in some milk, bump up your protein that way, or you could actually add milk and an egg, and it actually gives you those options on the box here to really bump up your protein. Not done with protein on pancakes. After you make your pancakes, instead of putting on maple syrup, if you want maple syrup, you can get the sugar-free kind, or you can actually just get some flavored Greek yogurt and spread this on your pancakes. Even more protein. You can put nuts on there too. Oh my goodness, we are making a protein explosion here. And then I've also heard of people making their pancakes with cottage cheese. I've never tried that, but instead of mixing it with milk or water, they'll mix it with cottage cheese. Just mix the mix in with the cottage cheese, and then put it on the griddle, and the cottage cheese melts. Apparently it's delicious. Never tried it. Probably will try it in the future. But yeah, cottage cheese. For half a cup of cottage cheese, it's 13 grams of protein and 110 calories. I have a bit of a texture issue with cottage cheese, not gonna lie, but I am gonna try to eat more of it because it does pack a really good protein punch. And I know some people love to like put a peach in there and just put some cottage cheese over the peach. That actually does sound really good. Anyway, I will try to implement more cottage cheese into my diet and check back in with you guys later and let you know how that goes. Okay, another substitution, if you pop fresh popcorn, instead of putting butter on it, sprinkle some nutritional yeast on it. Kind of sounds disgusting to put yeast on your popcorn, but nutritional yeast has a very cheesy taste to it. And there was a period of time where I was a vegan, and I really enjoyed putting nutritional yeast on popcorn as well as on veggies and just a lot of different things that I was making. So nutritional yeast, you can buy it in a bag, you can buy it in a shaker. For 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, it's 40 calories, 3 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of protein. So it does pack a really good, I keep saying this, it packs a good protein punch. Okay, so I hope that you found some of these ideas to be helpful on ways that you can incorporate more protein into your diet. It's kind of fun, like that example I was giving with the pancakes. It's kind of fun to take a high protein food, or just take a food in general, and just be like, what can I add to it to make it more protein? Okay, now I have this, now what else can I add? What else can I add? You have to keep track of the calories as well, or at least be mindful of them so you're not going too crazy there. But it can be kind of fun, you know, coming up with creative ways to really make something very protein heavy. Okay, well, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Check out my other videos if you would like to. Like and subscribe, and leave me some comments, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.